I'm your host, King Bogues. Alongside me today is C-Dubs19, Lean Labs, and Shawnee Tsunami. How's it going, guys?
Doing good, man.
Good.
We are vibing. It is a Friday afternoon. I know everyone's ready to get off work and start gaming. What are you guys playing this weekend? What's the vibes?
Apex Legends here for sure. All weekend long.
Oh yeah, I'm playing Warzone definitely all weekend. I mean, at least starting it tonight. We'll see how the weekend goes, but tonight for sure Warzone.
Fortnite 100%, but I do want to check Warzone out because I heard zombies are moving across the map a little bit more now. So I want to check that out.
Just got the update on that.
With the zombies update, do you think you're going to like it? Because they had the Zombies Royale mode for a while, short time feature. We ran a tournament on it, which I thought that was a blast. I mean, people were putting up fatty numbers in that, but are the zombies like floating around the map or are they just out the ship?
I mean, right now they're just on the ship. They're moving. I just literally got an update on my phone from Call of Duty saying like they had some kind of update where the zombies are going to be leaving the actual ship and going around the map. I don't know what this means, if it's going to go, if they're going to be able to go all over the map or what's going to happen. But right now, they're pretty easy to kill. I mean, like, if you die from them, you're bad. I mean, you can't, if you die from a zombie in Warzone, you got stuff to work on.
Is it similar to Fortnite where they're pretty easy to kill, but there are definitely people, cough cough, father time, that die by zombies in Fortnite, or what?
Yeah, I would say that. Like, if you have someone bad on your team, the Rock kind of guy, like Tim the Tatman,
Like Little Curtis.
Little Curtis, yeah. He could die, but I mean, if you're an average player, I don't think you're dying to him.
So everyone's basically playing something different. Kurt, you're gonna hop over maybe into Warzone. Is anyone still playing Cold War? Like, I feel like the reason people play Cold War is to level up their guns, just to go back to Warzone. Like, if you look at Twitch and then just some of the top streamers playing right now, 95% of them are just grinding Warzone, and no one else is really grinding Cold War. And if they are, it's off stream because they don't want to get caught playing it, and it's gonna hurt their viewer count, is what I think.
I think it's all about league play there as well. I think there's some type of league play going on in Cold War that people are playing Cold War specifically, to level up their guns and do the league play. But that's literally it.
Yeah, most guys are just playing Warzone. I mean, me personally, I'm only playing Cold War, like you said, to get attachments, get camos. That's pretty much it. And even then, I'd hop into Plunder or something because it's a longer game.
Plunder?
Yeah, just because you basically are playing Warzone.
Oh, to grind out your guns. Okay, I thought you meant just to play. I'm like, well, why wouldn't you just switch over to Warzone?
No,
Yeah.
I'm not playing Plunder just for fun, really.
So let's, Sean, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, I've seen a bunch of pros tweet just saying that they think if Warzone didn't come out at all, Call of Duty franchise would be down the drain, because they think Warzone basically saved Call of Duty. We haven't had, I mean, every Call of Duty does pretty well when it comes out, but it dies off super fast if it's just multiplayer. And that's what Cold War saw. If Cold War didn't get integrated into Warzone, that game would have been toast right from the start. So I think Warzone is really the only thing that's still saving the Call of Duty franchise as of right now. So they gotta pick it up.
I mean, it's funny you say that because you're right. It is, Warzone is saving the Call of Duty franchise to a certain extent. But if you look at all the battle royale options out there, like H1Z1, Fortnite, Apex, just in Call of Duty, you take that into effect. Even with Call of Duty having so many cheaters and hackers that no other game experiences, it still has the most popularity. Why? Is it just there's so many people you can get world record in kills? Like, we just saw one from Aiden and his squad yesterday, but why would people want to play the game that's full of cheaters? And I'm part of the problem. I love to play it, and I get pissed off from people dying all the time, but it's still fun to play, and I just don't know why.
The commitment to the game. I think people have been grinding on Call of Duty for years, the various games, and this is the latest and greatest, and it's Battle Royale, which is like the mainstream of esports right now. So I think it's just the hot commodity right now, and the fact that it's Call of Duty just makes it even better.
Yeah, I 100% agree. I mean, a lot of people grew up on Call of Duty, so seeing it, kind of come back, because it seems like the past few years hasn't really done that well. But like Sean said, Warzone comes in, saves the franchise, and now everybody's like, I'd love to get back into Call of Duty. And now they have an opportunity to.
Is COD going to be like Fortnite, where Fortnite's been around for 3 years? People are dedicated to play it. Is Warzone going to take the similar path where they talked about World War II coming out in the fall for the new game? Do they adopt that then and throw it in Warzone? Or at some point, do they split off and create a new battle royale type game or like an open world concept? I at some point, there'll be a new BR that comes along and takes the lead, or does Call of Duty pivot and change it up?
Yeah, that's a good question. I think one thing Call of Duty has going for it is just the simplistic idea of it. Like you pick a class or you have your gun and you're running around the map. It's very different from your Fortnite, your Apex, your PUBG, things like that. Where I mean, Fortnite, you're building. That's like the biggest thing that sets Fortnite apart is like the first game ever where it takes a good amount of skill to build and be in gunfights and things like that. And then Apex, you have all the character abilities. But then when you go to COD, it's literally just run and gun. It's like the most simple form of a BR that you can kind of get. And so I feel like they're probably going to stick towards that, keeping it as simple as possible. But I bet they'll come out with a new type of like BR or something like that. But yeah, it's a good question. I'm wondering what the next huge BR is going to be, what it ties into, if it's going to have I mean abilities, if it's going to be, I mean, we saw Valorant kind of take a huge step in the right direction, taken after kind of the CS:GO, which has been one of the most popular games for a very long time. And it's still doing well for itself, and it's the whole idea of having those character abilities. But Call of Duty, I think, will stick to that simplistic idea.
So what about like hyperspace game
Or Hyperscape.
abilities?
Yeah.
BR, no building, but you find loot off the ground. You have abilities. You have special characteristics. Why did that game not stick? And I know they paid people to come play. They ran Twitch Rivals tournament on it. Saw Turner on it, Daltouche, a lot of big names migrate and play the game. But pull it up on Twitch now or find people to play with, it's difficult. Like people will go play something new, but then why do they come back to COD?
Yeah, I mean, I think that game it's released at a hard time. It released right when Apex and Call of Duty or Apex and Warzone and Fortnite, all those games were still growing. And so if you're releasing a battle royale game at the same time as those huge name games, it's kind of like how we talk about like streamers playing a really saturated game. Like Hyperscape was trying to go into a really saturated market at the time with the same type of like battle royale game. And so I think they paid people to come play their game. They played it. They kind of liked it, but they were like, oh, there's so many better games out right now or games that are more popular. I'm going to grow way more if I play one of those games compared to if I play Hyperscape right now.
And to couple that with Sean saying, like I'm on Twitch right now taking a look. There's 169 viewers total for Hyperscape on Twitch right now.
The biggest fall they had as well is right when they released the game, it didn't have cross-platform. And so that's a huge thing that like Fortnite started that, creating like the first game that could have cross-platform. And if you don't adopt that process, you're not going to have a successful game because people are looking to play. If I have a PC, I'm looking to game with my Xbox buddies or my PlayStation buddies. Like, and if I can't do that, we're going to pick a different game that we can do that on.
Do you think that drives users away from certain games? Like even let's say like PGA. You're very good at PGA, you're ranked, you're competitive. If your friends can't play with you, which they can't right now, does it drive you to play something else where you can play with them, even if you're worse at that game?
I think so. I think it's all about gaming is all about community. I mean, I think we see that day in and day out on Twitch is everyone's playing with their friends. You don't see a lot of huge successful streamers that are playing solo in like any game. They're always gaming with buddies. They're always like playing cross platform. I mean, I know a lot of those big streamers all have PCs, so they're all playing on PC.
Right.
Like, I think community is the biggest part of gaming. And you got to play a game that you can get on with all your friends.
Yeah, and I think that's the problem with sports games right now is most of them are not cross-platform, or at least you're not able to play with your friends, playing against other people. So that's kind of a tough thing and why I think sports games don't necessarily do as well as, battle royale, first person shooters, different games like that. You don't see them doing as well because you have to have the same console to be able to play with your friends. And that's always kind of been the thing is like your friends have to have the same console as you whenever you move on to the next gen in order to be able to play those games with them.
Yeah, I think that's a good point. Like now we're at the point where I don't have to go buy an Xbox or PlayStation or PC just to play with my friends anymore. Where it's like, shoot, I wish we could play together. There are still certain games that are on PC or Xbox or PlayStation, but with the show now coming to Xbox and PlayStation, I haven't seen anything about that being cross-platform, but I assume there's got to be a point where they're playing cross-platform on MLB The Show.
I hope so.
Yeah. If they don't, I mean, they're definitely at a disadvantage, I think.
It's like sports games need to adopt that model because like FIFA's not, NBA's not, MLB's not. I don't know any sports games that are cross-platform. And if I'm wrong, someone tweet at me or tell me I suck. That's fine. But I think they're missing a huge audience by not allowing people to go cross-platform. Just like Sean had mentioned, like once Fortnite said, yes, we can let everyone play together, it connected so many old friendships, connections where, hey, maybe someone sold their Xbox 360 in the past and actually moved over to the PlayStation. Well, now they can reunite with their friends they were playing with a while ago. I think that's kind of the move that everyone needs to adopt. And I think that's why Google Stadia came out, is they're like, well, if you just own our platform, you can play all these games, but you're just in the Stadia community. And I think they tried to bring everyone together that way, and it wasn't as successful as they probably thought.
I'm just surprised it took so long. I can't believe Fortnite was the first game that created cross-platform, and that's when it started. Because I know we always dreamed about that when we were 8-year-olds playing video games with our friends, or 12-year-olds playing like one of the first Call of Duties that came out. We were like, man, I wish I could just like, oh, my best friend in middle school has a PlayStation, but I play on Xbox. Like, why can't I play with this kid? Like, why is it not possible for that? And then Fortnite literally reinvented everything and made everyone rethink, oh my gosh, like if I can play cross-platform, I can play with anyone in the world.
Yep. Community, right? That's exactly what you said. And speaking of community, if we were to recap last night's Rocket League tournament, that's a good community we got right now as our Rocket League gangs. The way they're playing some of the tournaments, some of the teams. I mean, let's shout out the man Funky, Silver Tortuga, and Clap? No.
Drift Cap.
Drift Cap. Thank you. 3-peat for them. Is Funky the best Rocket League player who's come to our website, or does he just have a very well-rounded team? Debate.
I'm going with well-rounded team, and the show out hasn't been like, we're trying to see. There were 6 teams last night, but I think if we start to get 12 teams in there, I don't know if Funky's going to be able to take the crown. I think
even if they
double
get
the
a
teams.
good first-round draw.
Yeah, even if they get a good first-round draw. I mean, we did see them come out of the losers bracket last night and take the win, which is very impressive. Our first team to do that, coming from losers bracket, winning 2 best-of-3 series in the finals. But I definitely think we could have a few more teams enter in, and then I don't think Funky's seeing a first place. I think they might make it to the finals, but potentially get second.
For sure. Like if we get the MPH PDX team, the Bit Kanko team, the Small Meat Gang, if we get all those guys here in the tournament at the same time with Bruce, with Funky, with everyone that we had last night, like it's a way more competitive atmosphere than what Funky's seen the last 3 weeks, I think.
Yeah, and what we were saying yesterday is any week could be anybody's week, So this week, Coomer's coming in. I mean, they've done decent the past few weeks, but for them to make it all the way to the finals is pretty crazy. And it just shows that any week, it could be any team going all the way.
Yeah, and the thing that I think makes it even better is it's not, your seeding is not based on record or when you sign up, right? So Funky's team drew like the 5 seed maybe, or they were the 1 seed. They were the 1 seed. How fitting! But they were the 1 seed, lost in the top part of the bracket because they had to bye to the Comers. Go down to the losers bracket, rip off 3 games in a row, and then reverse sweep the Comers in the championship. Like that's 5 games in a row they had to win, and they convincingly did it. They didn't go to any game 3s at all. So I think they're just proving they're a very good team. And they have no one ranked above maybe like Diamond 1. I don't know. I think their average team rating is not.
I think it's like halfway through Diamond.
So halfway through Diamond. And there's teams in there that are slightly below, but also right around the same skill level. I think they play the best because they're just relaxed, having fun. Like if you watch any of Funky's clips on his stream, he's just relaxing, like laughing the whole time. And then you switch to someone else's stream, they're so intense, so focused on winning or like making the right play that they mess up and they get so pissed. I mean, we saw, what was it, Breaking Gang, one of their teammates quit mid-tournament because they were losing. Like, who
Yeah,
does
like
that? Who quits?
16
First of all,
seconds
who quits
left.
on their team? Second of all, who quits mid-tournament? I mean, come on.
Yeah,
Yeah,
seriously.
very true.
Uh,
Yeah, 16 seconds left and you're quitting the game. Yeah, anything could happen in 16 seconds. I think they're only down like 2 goals as well. You can
Rocket
score
League
2
of
goals in
all
16
games.
seconds.
It's not, yeah, it's not like a kill race where they need 8 of the last 16 kills. In Rocket League, how many times have we seen a crazy goal that one shouldn't have happened, but 2 came off a misdirection or someone missing it? You can come back down 2 goals in Rocket League.
Yeah, absolutely.
And shout out to the team that they were set to face because they were very patient. They showed a lot of sportsmanship and just overall like community based like vibes, to me at least. That they say, yeah, just grab a third, let's get back in, let's run some games. Like we're here to play, we want to play some good teams. Let's do it, kind of thing. It was really cool to see that.
Yeah, I will say our Rocket League community has some, one, very good players, but 2, we've seen a lot of good matchups. Like we've seen almost a new winner every week, besides Funky, obviously, with a 3P, but the people that are playing in the championship has varied the last 3 weeks. And then I'll be curious to see how they do against like Mo Jones, a full Mo Jones team, Bane coming back in, Small Meat Gang, Dub Flux alone on any team can provide a dub. I think if you were to combine some of the best players and put them in like an all-star bracket, or change things up and add some of these teams in there that Funky has to face on the way, I think they still go far, but I don't know if I give them a 4-peat. And if he does go 4-peat, do we call him like the Tom Brady, the GOAT of Rocket League? I mean, it's 4 tournaments out of thousands we'll have, but
I
think he's-
mean,
I think he's got to hit 6 first, but I don't know. I mean, he's been running the tournaments lately.
I agree with Jackson. I think he's got to hit 6 first, and then we can start calling him the GOAT. Because I think once we start getting double-digit teams in there, I think he's not going to be able to keep the win streak.
yeah, I mean, again, it's limited competition right now, still testing out the waters. How does he do in a duos tournament? Because I think we might look at a duos tournament for next week, which duos to trios, one, the rotations change, but overall skill, you have to be good at kind of the attack, defense, and also 50-50 in the ball. Do you think his team is just as good as duos, or is really Funky ass and his 2 teammates are covering him all game?
I think he'll do just as well in duos. I think he's a great all-around player. If you watch his gameplay, he's scoring a lot of goals. He's also getting a lot of great saves when he's back on D. Rotations are on point. The guy's got some hours in Rocket League, as you can tell. Any Diamond player has a good amount of hours, and so seeing their all-around performance is normally pretty good.
do you think Funky's better at Rocket League or Fortnite?
That's a good question. I think in his prime, he was better at Fortnite. He's dropping consistent 20 bombs in Fortnite, which is it's not easy to do. And they're both just different games, so it's hard to tell. But
Yeah.
I think when he was playing Fortnite more, he was probably more consistent and probably better. That was probably like his best game that I've seen him play.
If he's half as good as Fortnite, if he is at Rocket League, and I don't think he's the best at Rocket League in our tournament, but he plays well enough that if he's that good on Fortnite, I'd expect him to be just an all around good gamer, whatever he's picking up. He's a gamer, right? He's not just a specialty guy like we see in some of these tournaments where they only stream this game, they only play this game, and they're still not the best. Granted, they're just dedicated to their craft, but anyone who just picks up a controller and mouse and keyboard and plays whatever game it is consistently finishing in the top 3 is just giving themselves the gamer title, in my opinion.
Oh, absolutely.
Do you think you fall in that category, Sean, Jackson, Kurt? Like, are you just a gamer you can play anything and wax people?
I would say now. I think it took a while. When I used to play on controller for like the first 10 years of gaming, I'd say like halfway through that, I could pick up any game on the controller and be pretty good at it. And then when I made the switch to mouse and keyboard, the first 6 months were probably pretty rough. But now after that, I think I could pick up any like shooter game and do fairly decent against pretty much anyone.
Yeah, I think it's going to take time for me on PC, but on controller, I definitely would say, I don't know if I still have it anymore, but when I played controller for most of my life. Like I could pick up pretty much any game and be average or maybe a little above average, but I'll get there on PC. It's just gonna take a little bit of time.
And then there's the console guy here. I probably fit the bill of The Rock that Jackson mentioned earlier, the Rock of most teams, but Fortnite is the game I'm probably best at. So I play most games, but when people say what game do you play, I usually say Fortnite. So I'm pretty standard playing that most.
So if in all three of you guys said a different game you're playing this weekend. So if you're going to 1v1 someone in all three games, provide some sort of kill race format or, 1v1 creative or build battle. Sean, yours can be in, firing range. What's the most money you're willing to wager in a 1v1 against someone? Best 2 out of 3, insert kind of whatever the rules are, whether it's box fights, 1st to 10, 2 different times, or Apex 1st to 5 kills, whatever it is. What's the most amount of money you're willing to wager? You can warm up as much time as you need, but the most amount of money you're saying, I'm putting 50 on my name, 100 on my name to play someone.
Well, if I'm playing Kurt, I'm putting down like $200 easy.
And at that point, he's giving me like 100 kills to start.
But if
no, you're playing your own you're playing your own person, like your game. So you're playing Apex. What's the most you're willing just to put out there for any random person to show up and play you?
Any random person, probably like $25.
I mean, we're not talking like, Hal's going to show up and play you or Shiv, like someone who just comes to the site, sees, oh, this guy wants a 1v1 Apex. I'll play him.
I'd say like, $25-$30 probably.
That $20 was first thing that came to mind. $20.
Jackson?
I mean, if I'm playing Warzone, it depends on the day, but yeah, I'd say probably 25 or 30 at the most.
Like you can warm up for 4 hours if you needed to get hot, and then you're going 25 still.
Yeah, I don't even think I can warm up for that long because then I get too hot and then cool down too quick.
What about you, Tanner? What are you going for?
I think right now I would probably pick Fortnite first, Call of Duty second, Apex third. I think I would put a 50 spot down on Fortnite and play someone. I'll take my chances with RNG and in a kill race. In a box fight, I'm going to have to lower that. My editing skills are not all the way there on controller yet, where I feel good enough that if I'm playing a mouse and keyboard guy, he's going to hold 3 buttons, take both my walls, rip a ramp 90 on me and kill me. On COD, though, I'm somewhere in between. I need a couple days to practice. But Fortnite, I think in a straight up 1v1 kill race, we land in duos, lobby, we're spraying for kills. I could put a 50 spot down and feel good about my chances in a best 2 out of 3. So we play 2 games. Whoever's got the most amount of kills, I'd feel good about that.
Okay.
Big money.
Yeah, $50. Okay.
Woo.
I mean, if I win it, I'm going to feel awesome. If not, I'm going to go, what the hell was I thinking?
Very true.
But anyways, I mean, the funny thing is everyone has their own personal preference. And this is why it fits so well with drop-in gaming is, so for some people, $20 is like, that's warm-up change. That's nothing. I'll do that for fun. We see Allman and Ray and Tommy, all these guys playing for, $200, $400 pots at any time. But I think the thing we all just kind of says that $20, that's our max if we're feeling good. Otherwise, I'm floating between the 2 and 5 range. That's what drop-in gaming is all about, right? You come find the amount that you're willing to play for and you feel confident you can win in. And most of the times what we've seen happen is you play someone in a 1v1 or 2v2. If you lose 5, you're most of the time saying, let's run it back. And the other team's like, well, I've already won money. Let's do it again. And I feel like over time, things almost even out. I know it's not flipping a coin of heads or tails, but based on some of the matchups we've seen, I think that's kind of the range our gamers are looking to play for. And there's a select group willing to go above 20, 50, up to 100, but that's kind of the sweet spot that I feel like most of our gamers are at.
What's the most amount of money you'd spend on a match without a warm up? First game on for the day.
$10.
I think that's a good answer. Yep, $10.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. I don't think I can go more than 10.
See, sometimes I feel like the first game of the day is my best game of the whole day. So I'm almost willing to go 25 again. I don't know what it is, but your first game on, maybe it's just because you haven't been on in a day, and it's like, I'm going to give you a nice lobby or something like that. So it put some poo-poo players in your lobby. You kind of frag out, and you're like, oh, that was a really good game right there. And then you get in a sweaty lobby, the next lobby in, and you get shit on. So it's like
the game hasn't figured out how sweaty you're going to be today. So they go, let's give Sean an easy lobby in Apex. And then, you put up 12 kills. Like, all right, let's put the sweatiest guys out, and then your day just goes to shit.
Exactly.
Tries to give you the false confidence before really getting into it.
Yeah, skill-based matchmaking is definitely a thing that sucks, honestly.
Would you take it away if you could?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Bring it back to the days of, I don't know, like Modern Warfare 2, thinking back to those lobbies when you're just in the 6v6 team deathmatch or dominations, and you have a 6 stack in there, all you and your buddies, and you get paired with 6 solos who are just absolute crap at the game, and you guys win, like it goes to 75 in that, and you're up 75 kills to like their 12. Like those were the days when you could just stomp a team.
Yeah, and then you're making fun of the one guy who had like 3 or 4 deaths on your team, who went like 20-4, but everyone else is like 18-1, 20-0, and then you just make fun of that one person.
Oh yeah,
The Rock of the team.
The Rock, the little Curtis of your team.
exactly.
So I know we talked a little bit about some of the stuff that happened last week. What are you looking for? And we talked about games going on this weekend. What's something you're looking forward to next week in terms of just, hey, I'm playing in this Apex tournament, I'm playing this COD tournament, something you're looking forward to next week in the gaming world, whether it's on the website or just an update maybe that's coming to the game yourself.
I mean, I'm most looking forward to the 24-hour tournament, which is Saturday of this week. So it'll be March 13th. Looking forward to that. It's basically a 24-hour tournament from Friday night to Saturday night that you can basically play Apex, Fortnite, or Call of Duty. I think my group is picking Apex and Call of Duty to try and frag out and get as many kills as possible. Submit your best 4 games. I'm looking forward to that. And then the Apex update that is coming out on Tuesday. I'm pretty stoked on that as well.
What's the update?
Just all the patch notes they're out currently, but it hasn't come live to the game. Low profile has gone on Pathfinder, which means they don't take that extra 5% of damage. So people are going to start playing Pathfinder again. Gibby gets a little nerf. Caustic, which has been a huge character these past few seasons, is getting a nerf with their gas. So they'll be used less, which is awesome because I can't tell you how many times I've died to a Caustic in the past season just by ego challenging a team or a Caustic, and then I die by their gas because I forget how strong it is. So looking forward to those this upcoming week. So
Yeah, I'm looking forward to Warzone. Obviously, I'm playing in Warzone every week, but I mean, last week was tough for us. I think this week we're going to come back, get a little bit more kills than I think 11 or 12 we had last.
Oh
week.
my God.
Some of the sweatiest lobbies I've ever seen, I have to say. But yeah, we'll be back this week, and then I'm also looking forward to the 24-hour tournament. Got my team ready. I think we're going to be playing Fortnite and Warzone. But my teammates, the thing is they haven't even played Warzone in like months. So I don't know how we're going to do in that, but I've never really played Fortnite that much. So kind of evens out. We'll see what happens.
Do you
gotta
think
get some
you
practice in.
Do you think you guys have an advantage because they haven't played Warzone? That Warzone's like, how sweaty of a lobby do we need to give these guys?
Honestly, I don't think the skill-based matchmaking in Warzone is that great. I don't think it's gonna help us really that much. Fortnite, on the other hand, I think Fortnite, if we get in my lobby, is gonna be a little more helpful because we'll be in lobbies where they're at my level where I can even build. So hopefully we get those bot lobbies.
Yeah, definitely with my team for that 24-hour tournament, which I'm looking forward to. We're probably leaning towards Apex and Fortnite. And only because one of the guys I've reached out to is strictly a Apex player, and he's dabbled in Fortnite here and there. So he's pretty low. Actually, he hasn't played the new season of Fortnite yet, so he'll have a fresh account that will be dropping into hopefully his lobbies. So it'll be nice for me, let alone my team. But then Apex, I'm familiar with. I'm not the greatest at, but just having the multipliers for both those games is kind of the route we're going, using those multiplying points. But I'm also really looking forward to our next Rocket League tournament this upcoming week. It's going to be a big one this upcoming week. We're hoping to get something going for Bruce, our new signee, and I'm excited to see how it goes.
What time are you guys dropping in? So it starts at 12:01 a.m. Saturday morning, Friday night, Saturday morning. It ends at 12:01 Sunday morning, Saturday night. Are you like, hey, we are playing during this specific time? Is it let's just chunk out 2 different times? Because here's what I feel like most teams are going to do. You're going to play a game of Apex. You drop 30 kills and you're like, that's a great game, but we can do better. And that's the mentality we see every weekend in kill races. Teams forget to find their best picture and they just go, well, we can do better. Is there a time or times you're like, we're going to play, COD from 12:01 to 3 a.m. Then we'll come back and play 8 to noon. Then we'll come back later in the day. Or is it like, let's just play till we get our shit done?
I don't know. That's tough. I mean, I think depending on the game that you're going to play too, if you get on in the morning, we're West Coast, we get on in the morning, say 8, 9 o'clock. East Coast has already been there and been on for a few hours and warmed up and everything. So I don't really know. I mean, I think we're going to get on probably late, as in, midnight, 1 o'clock, see what happens. And then if it's bad and it's just all the sweats are up late, then I think we're going to get off and see what happens later in the day.
So you have no game plan is what your roundabout answer was.
Yeah.
I think we're going morning and night probably. We're probably waking up at 8 or 9 a.m. on that Saturday, playing for a few hours, hopefully logging in like 2 or 3 good games, and then leaving maybe like one of our submissions for later on that night. We'll take a lunch break, a few hour break throughout the day, and then we'll hop back on at like 4 or 5 around dinner time. And then we'll play for another like 5, 6, 7 hours, whatever it takes to get those last games logged in before it closes that evening or early morning on Sunday, basically.
Mm-hmm. And having played Fortnite super early in the mornings the last few weeks, getting 5 in a row really set the tone for me to try to get up in the mornings to play. So I'm trying to convince my team to get up at like 6:30 in the morning Saturday and get some games in for Fortnite, especially if we have a fresh account. But we'll see if that actually goes well with my team, if they actually want to do that. But I'm trying to get that morning slot figured out.
Yeah, it's pretty early for a Saturday. If I was your team, I don't know if I could do that.
Yeah, do they normally wake up earlier? Is this going to be
yeah?
You're going to have to pay them a little bit of side money so that they wake up at 6 on Saturday so that you guys can catch the dub.
Oh, I'm sure I'll have to give them something, even though they do wake up anyway. But that's all right. It'll be for maybe something like that. You never know.
See, there's going to be a team that like clocks in at 12:01 a.m. and is playing till like 8 in the morning, the Deacon shift, right? But that's when the other half of the teams are going to be waking up just to start their game. So it'll be very interesting to see when people are playing, updated scores, and then who's going till, like, I think everyone's going to go till 12:01 a.m. to get those last submission games, because you normally game on a Saturday night. So at what point do you say, hey, it's like 8 o'clock, we're just playing for the next 4 hours till we get something? Or is it like 9 to midnight? It's just so hard to say, especially with like a Warzone that could take up to 30 minutes to get a dub. If you play 30 minutes and you drop like a 25 kill game, 30 kill game, or 40 kills to make comparable, you're like, oh, that's good, but can we get 50 this time? And that starts to dwindle down the clock super quick. It's always like, oh, I should have had this guy, but the kill was stolen. You need a little bit of luck to win this tournament, in my opinion, and a consistent team who knows how to play together. You can't take the guy who's like, hey, I'll go push these guys, goes down, you go to challenge, pick him up, their card or buy him back their banner, and then all of a sudden you're dead. And it's like, we just wasted a good game.
Oh yeah.
I'm trying to think who, or not even who, how long do you think a team is going to play during this tournament? You have a 24-hour window. What's the most amount of play time you think we're going to see? You think we're going to see a team play for like 20 hours, get 4 hours of sleep, and just grind out for 20 hours? Or you think it's going to be around like the 8 to 12 range?
I think 15 to 18.
I agree with that. I'd say the most we're probably going to see is top end, probably 18.
How long are you guys going to go for? 18? 2 9-hour streams or what?
I don't know. For me, I think we'll go probably around that 8 to 12.
It's probably gonna be 8 for our team, 2 4-hour sessions probably, if I had to guess.
I think we'll go 8 to 10. I know one of the guys we're playing with is like, hey, I'll play from like noon till midnight, and I'm like, I cannot play 12 hours straight, let alone with the same guys for 12 hours without a break, because you're going to get pissed off at your teammates at some point. So eventually you're going to need a break. But if it's up to me, I would love to play 6 a.m. to like 10:30, 11, a little 4.5, 5 hours, assess how we're doing. Like, was that a good session? Did we feel like it went well? Yes, let's ride the momentum later in the day. Maybe play from like 4 to 9 to 10, and then whatever happens. Because my thinking is Saturday night, everyone and their mother is going to be on playing the game. So the sweats are going to be out. The sweats are out on a Saturday regardless, but let alone late night West Coast. Those 15-year-olds playing Fortnite and COD are so jacked up on Mountain Dew and candy, and they're just ready to ruin your night by landing in your box and stealing your wall. I think you got to get your games earlier in the day to see success.
You think there's more sweats on Saturday nights than there are? Like, I think there's more like public people who don't game as much like during the week because they're working and they got to spend time with their family and things like that. That those are the guys who get on like Saturday nights, and so I think there's way less sweats on or in lobbies on night times on weekends than there are during the week, things like that. That's just my 2 cents, but
I'm also thinking Saturday morning is going to be tough because you're going to have I know a lot of guys that, not just kids, but a lot of adults that when they wake up on Saturday morning, they're playing video games till at least noon, 1 o'clock, and then go on with their day.
yeah,
So you might be getting sweats in the morning too.
true. I guess we're going to see how it plays out.
And I think that's the fun risk, is no one's like, we're playing similar times. Everyone's kind of got their own schedule in their head that I think will make for a good tournament overall. But, with that, we got our special guest, Bruce coming on the next segment. So appreciate everyone tuning in for the beginning of this episode. Stay along and hang out for the interview we're going to have with Bruce, talk about his signing with Drop-In Gaming, some good content he has there and some awesome features ahead. A new guest will be on our podcast next week, so look out for that. A lot of good surprises ahead. Shawnee Tsunami, anything else? C-Dubs?
Nothing from me.
See everybody out in the 24-hour tournament.
That's right. Get your squads. Go sign up at droppingaming.com. Share with a friend. Hit the like button and leave us a 5-star rating. See you guys later. What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Drop-In Gaming Show, presented to you by Drop-In Gaming. We are here with a very special guest, the one and only Bruce, a.k.a. Colin Bruce. Colin, what's going on, man?
How's it going, guys? Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. Well, welcome to the Drop-In Gaming Show. Let's talk about the big news that just went down this week. Welcome to the team, first of all, but content creator for Drop-In Gaming. What are you most excited for?
Yeah, man. I'm just excited to be part of the team. This is something that I didn't actually think was going to happen. And now, to have an opportunity with you guys, I know I've kind of been here since the beginning. You and I have talked plenty of times on the phone, just kind of from tournament wise, or like, you've asked me for a few like onesie twosies, like if you guys needed some help with something or if I could help out. I'm excited, man. That day was pretty crazy. I had known about, we had all known about it for a few days, but even leading up to that day, like I went inside and was hanging out with the family, and just before I told the wife I was going to go out at 7:15, and I think I was in my garage at 7 because I was like stressing out. I wanted to make sure everything was ready. I was sitting there before, and probably for 20 minutes straight, I was like just trying to get everything set up. I did like a test audio, made sure the video was running okay, and I like pulled my camera off so you couldn't see me on there. And then when I went to go play the video, for some reason I thought that the camera was still on there, so then I pulled it again, but then I clicked off the video.
Yeah, so you scuffed the intro, and we'll put the little video here.
100%. 100%.
This nice intro video. You're in the garage practicing for 20 minutes. I'm gonna click play, take myself off it. Then it comes. You have tons of people in there ready to hype you up, and you go, "Hey, all right, guys, here's the announcement," and then you mess it up.
It didn't even say anything, dude. I was just geeked to play it. I was just sitting here vibing for like 15 minutes, playing some music, just chilling, doing a couple headbangers, like hanging out. And then I go to hit play, and I was like, no, like totally just messed it up. Like,
that's the thing. Like when it's like someone calls you in to play sports, or like you have your big moment to shine, like, and you fall on stage or you strike out and you're only AB in front of your friends. That was what it was.
Facts.
But hey, you made up for it with a banger of a stream, I would say.
Yeah, no, it was a really good stream, man, and it was awesome to have, the entire team in there at the beginning hanging out and getting everybody kind of hyped up for it. A lot of like IRLs came through too that haven't been through in a while, and they all kind of like sent me text messages and all that kind of stuff, like congratulations. I had family in there that literally made a Twitch account that night just to kind of watch what was going on because they all knew it was just going to happen like on stream. I wasn't going to really announce it until
They're
later.
boosting those follower numbers up for you.
I know, bro. I was geeked. But no, man, like I said, I had everything set up. I had like the tweet ready on my page. Like I had everything set up like on this monitor, and then like on that monitor alone was supposed to be just the video, and then I scuffed it. And I even got called out. Like Chad even called me out. I had a couple of the homies like scuff.
The nerves got to him.
It wasn't the worst scuff you could have seen, though. It was just a little minor one. I feel like it wasn't that bad.
I feel like if I didn't say anything, no one would even have known that it was a scuff.
Very true.
Yeah, you could have just
smile on my
blamed the
face.
video guy. You could have been like,
Yeah.
"Oh, sorry, the video's not working. They must have messed it up." And people are like, "Oh, damn it, who did it?" But you know what, you ate it.
I
It
could have
worked
just
out.
blamed. I could have just blamed Jackson and be like, "Man, Jackson, what'd you do?"
All right, so you're on the drop-in team now. Let's walk through kind of what you're looking to do for us. I know, you've kind of played tons of games over time. Rocket League, Fortnite, Apex, COD, but right now you're on the Rocket League grind. You have a new teammate every single day. Like, what are you hoping to get out of this for your streaming career? And then I guess how did you even get into streaming as well?
Yeah, so I mean, probably running a couple tournaments a month, through whether it be within the community or just kind of opening it up to everybody. I definitely have some ideas in the works that we're gonna always, sit and talk about or whatever, and try and figure out what we can do as far as like moving forward. But the whole streaming thing started when I was on Facebook one night. And I found a guy. He was touted 49er gaming, and he plays Madden. He's disgusting at Madden. And I was watching him and I was like, man, that looks kind of fun. And then my homie started streaming, and I was kind of watching him and I was like, I think I'm going to do it. And then COVID hit and I was like, oh, I'm for sure buying a PC and I'm getting into streaming now. So about February, March last year is when I bought my PC, and I had my boy Brandon come over and he helped me set everything up. And I think I started streaming in like June was like officially I started streaming. And it took a couple months to get to affiliate, but after that, I mean, things have been on the up and up, man. What's crazy is I've met so many new people. Like I started with COD, and then it's just such a saturated game that you don't want to look at the viewers, but then you always do. Like the hardest part, and like, I've heard a lot of big streamers and like even smaller streamers, the hardest part about streaming is hitting go live. Because you don't want to think about the fact that you're not going to have any viewers, but at the same time, you do think about it. And at the end of the day, like you have to just think this is for fun, and this is something I want to do just for like the fun of it. Like for me, it's not about making money. It's not about all that. Like I don't plan for this to be a career. If it does become a career, great. If it doesn't, I have a daily job, man. So like I'm not like looking for this to be my career. I do it for fun. I do it to kind of just hang out and vibe, and that's kind of what it comes down to, man. It's like at the end of the day, it's just having fun with it. Because if you can't have fun with it, you're gonna hate it. There's no getting around it.
Yeah, of course. Well, that leads me into my next question. As you were kind of just talking about it at the end of what you're just saying, or what is the amount of subs that it would take for you to quit that day job in order to become a full-time streamer?
I don't know, man. I'm at a peak right now. I'm at the highest sub count I've ever been at. And I mean, you look back, each person can kind of look back and see how much they've made per month. But like, I look back and it's like, a couple $100 here, a couple $100 there. Like, obviously, if I'm living at home or whatever it is, like, I don't have to pay no bills and stuff like that. That's a different story. But like, I've talked with the wife, and we've agreed, like, if I consistently can make like close to $100,000 in gaming, then I can quit my day job. You know what I mean? Like, and that's like a realistic thing, because my wife does hair, so we kind of live off of, we have to definitely live off both incomes. And insurance is a huge thing too, man. I've got 2 kids as well, so like you think about like the outside of just like gaming or like just like life, and like I've got 2 other lives I have to handle as well as
Yeah.
myself, and then like helping my wife, and so at the end of the day, you just kind of, there's more to just like the money portion of it than it is like the outside of the money. And
Well,
like
and your
that's
kids are
kind of what
gamers, right? We've seen them on stream.
you've seen one on stream.
We've seen one on stream.
He wants to be, man. He thinks it's hilarious. He loves it. The other night he was on there. He just talks a bunch of smack though. Like he just thinks it's funny.
That's
And
the
he
only way to do it.
he loves talking to chat. Like he thinks it's the funniest thing ever. It's funny because my cousin will come through and her daughter is the same age as him. And so she'll always be like, Jaden says hi. And Nash like just gets geeked. And he thinks it's like so cool because he's like, hey, what's up, chat? Like the other night, man, he went inside and he grabbed my wife's phone and was watching himself, but like was responding back to himself as well, like talking to me, thinking that I could hear him. My wife's like, he can't hear you. Like, yes, we're literally just watching him. He's like, oh, okay.
That's awesome.
So
It's like the video when he, the dad's playing, then he gives his son a second controller, like it's a 2-player game and there's only one guy playing. And he's like, no, son, you're doing great. And then he's like,
yeah,
hey, how come I'm pushing backwards and he's going forward? That's what's going on in his head.
right.
Yeah.
Nash has gotten to a point now he loves Rocket League, but I'm not going to put him in a competitive match because the one day that I let him control it and he put himself into a match, the other teammate just wasn't happy. And I had to like type in there like, hey, listen, you have a 3-year-old playing with you. So luckily it was just a casual match, so it wasn't like such a big issue, but it was pretty funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course. Well, $100,000 is a good goal to have. And we'll be sticking by your side for seeing that to come to fruition. So
I appreciate it. I'm excited, man.
Definitely. Moving into the next question. So you mentioned how you started streaming with Call of Duty a while ago.
Mhm.
But what game really got you into gaming in general?
I mean, I'll do like a little run back. So when I got my Xbox, because I used to always play on like PlayStation. Like I'm older than I'm pretty sure all of you. But like N64 was like
Yeah,
the
baby.
vibes. Yeah, the N64 was like the vibes when I was a kid, and then you get like a GameCube, you thought you were super cool. You get the PlayStation, you thought you were even cooler, and then all your friends had the PlayStation 2 and all that kind of stuff. But when I got my Xbox 360 my freshman year of college, I was trying to figure out a gamer tag. And one of the guys from the baseball team, he's like, I always say let Bruce hit it. Just give your gamer tag Bruce. So since I was 18 years old, so for 10 years now, my gamer tag has been Bruce. And so, but that started with Call of Duty. And so I played Call of Duty, but I never played online. I always just did like story modes. I never because at the time, like, I don't know. And then I played Modern Warfare online. I actually would pack up I was living at home with my mom, and my wife and I were together at the time, but she used to work at Starbucks. So she would work at like 3 a.m.
Oof.
But when she would wake up to go to work, I was still gone at her cousin's house playing video games in his front room. I would literally pack up our TV from our bedroom and my Xbox and go to his house, and he would sit on my left and I would sit to his right in a chair, and we would play until like 5 a.m. And so he called like probably a month ago, and he's like, explain to me this streaming thing, because the last time I saw you play COD, you were horrible. There's no way that like people enjoy watching you just lie. And I'm like, hey, I got away from the COD scene, man. And he's like, what do you mean? And so, I mean, it started out with COD, and then I just started moving into other games, just kind of like randomly. I played a little bit Among Us. I played a bunch of, just a bunch of different stuff. I played like Super Mega Baseball 3 on my PC, and it was weird, man. I didn't really believe the whole saturated thing at the time. And then it turned into like, I get away from a game that there's like 60,000 people watching at one point to getting into a game where there's like 700 people watching, and I got 15 of them watching me play. And I'm doing like stretches in my garage, like I'm about to go out and do like a pinch hit for like the game. Like, and people love it. Dude. Like people just like, it's not, you don't have to be the best at a game, but like if you can get people like active and like thinking they're funny, like they think you're funny, like that's like a huge thing. Like if you can just stay active with chat, I think that's just kind of a huge thing with what's going on.
Yeah, I think that brings a good point of like there's two and this is how I think most of the community is. There's two types of people, right? There's your competitive gamers who you're sending to tournaments to go win
Yeah.
cash to represent you. Then you have your content creators, right? You have your like Nick versus Tim. Tim and Nick are kind of content, but like Aiden's playing to win cash every day.
Yeah.
Tim is playing to make Sports Center, to make memes, to make fun of himself. You know, that's what they do, and that's exactly what you're saying. Like you play in the game Super Mega Baseball, there's 50 viewers and you have like a third of them in your chat.
Yeah.
They're here to watch you be extremely good at the game for whatever reason or hilarious.
Yeah.
And so if you find your niche, I think that's what helps people grow. And just like you said, you start out and you know, most people can't ever get past the phase of, oh, only 1 to 2 people are watching me, and you have it up on your phone and your iPad and you're both the viewers. But then once you're starting to get, you know, 4, 5, 6, 10, 20 viewers, that's where you have a committed audience who's coming back whatever game you play. And I'm sure your chat will tell you, dude, I'm tired of watching this game. Let's change it up. So
absolutely. And you know, there's definitely people times where they'll do like predictions or they'll do like polls where they ask like, hey, what do you guys want to see me play today? I don't really give my chat that option. I basically just straight up say like, hey, this is what we're doing.
Right.
But, like, I'll tell you what, man, that was when I really had like realized the fact that, hey, if I get away from the saturated game, or like if I can be funny and like bring in the viewers, I'm going to have more fun with this. Cause like Call of Duty is hard too, to like pay attention to chat. You got 30 minutes straight. You're just kind of looking at a screen. So if you've got multiple people, like Nick doesn't care. Nick's going to get 15 kills a game no matter what. And he can sit there and chat the whole time. Me, I'm dog at the game. So I have to pay attention the whole time. And I'm maybe going to get 5 kills in a game. You know what I mean? So it's like, those are kind of like the different like looks of it. And that's kind of what brought me into the whole Rocket League scene. So I started playing, I used to play the Rocket League quite a bit. And then I just kind of plateaued when I was on Xbox. And so I was getting irritated. I was like, I can't get better. I'm not going up. And so then I was like, I should just do it for fun. So I started playing Rocket League, and the community is great, man. I've met so many new people. I've gotten raids from a bunch of different like random people. And to this day, like I'm in their chat, they're in my chat. I got raided last night by one of them again. And it's like, you go from 3, 4 viewers to 25 viewers. You're just like, that's the kind of stuff you want to see. You know what I mean? And another big thing is like anymore, I don't really watch any big streamers. Like I do every once in a while, but like you just start kind of watching like the people that you've either helped out or they've rated you or whatever it may be. I've had a lot of friends, that a lot of these streamers that I talk to like either on a daily basis or a weekly basis, where you're now like actual like IRL friends, even if you haven't met like face to face, like you're still talking on a daily, you know what I mean? So like those guys are the guys I would rather watch anyway. And that's kind of what it's boiled down to, is like if you can truly get into it. And like my thing now is like if I've got more than like 3 or 4 viewers, I'm gonna go try and find somebody that's either trying to get to affiliate or like maybe has like 1 or 2 viewers, because like that kind of excitement, like, and you look around, man, like if you go follow someone streaming, they're like, whoa, like where'd you come from? And like if you can have like a couple homies in there with you and they follow at the same time, like people are just like, what is happening? You know what I mean?
Right.
And there was one night I had 20 people in chat and I was like, yo, let's go raid this guy. And I went and raided him, and he's got, I think, like close to 1,000 followers now. He's averaging like 15 viewers a stream. He's way better at Rocket League than I am. He's from Australia, but like I went into his chat it was within the last couple of days, but like stuff like that, he gives me a shout out and then plays my video on his stream for the drop in, like me coming to drop in. Like it's just cool things like that, man. And that's kind of like the community you want to build around and kind of start hanging out with.
For sure.
Sorry, that was like a super long rant, but
no, that's good. That's good stuff. You mentioned earlier about you were on Facebook one day watching a buddy play or watching somebody play. There's a debate amongst all of us that which one's the better platform, Facebook or Twitch, or even YouTube for that matter. What would it take for you to make the leap from Twitch to go to a different platform?
I mean, I'm not gonna lie to you, Curtis. I've already tried the Facebook side of it, and I did, man. I was actually talking to Tatted about it, and he's like, why don't you go over to Facebook? And I said, to be honest with you, man, I just never really thought about it. My homie was doing it for a while, And he basically said to me, I don't want to do it anymore, because he was really only getting like family and friends. Like there wasn't like the gamer scene in there. Right. And so what I've kind of built from is like, I went over there for like a week and a half, and I tried it. And sure thing, it was like a couple people. It was still like the same amount of viewers, but it was like, instead of having like the community that you've already built, now you've got like some IRLs, but like they really don't tune into it. And like the reason why I thought about doing it is because like you think about it, like a lot of people at night when they're about to go to bed, they're getting on Facebook, they're getting on Instagram, they're, you know what I mean? They're getting on their social media platforms. So Twitch is a little bit harder when you're starting to get going, because they have to download the app, they have to make a profile, all that kind of stuff. Facebook's been out for years, man. Everyone has Facebook, right? So it does make a good point. Like Facebook has a good point. I've also seen people from Twitch go over to Facebook and then come back to Twitch because it just didn't work out.
Right.
They just weren't excited about it, you know? And I mean, for instance, like I used to watch King Richard, who's he's a big Call of Duty guy.
Yep.
And I mean, that guy he would stream at 11 o'clock at night when I was going to bed, and I liked watching him. He's got good content. He's really funny to watch, and like, he's good at the game. And now you go watch him on Facebook and he's getting like 100 viewers,
Right.
maybe 200 viewers. And so it's like, you try and figure out like kind of that happy medium. Like obviously he got a contract from Facebook. There's a reason he's over there, right?
Yeah.
He didn't take a pay cut to just go.
Exactly. When you're with a company and like Twitch for 15 years and you randomly make a switch over to Facebook, you've got a chunk of money coming with it. So the 100 viewers to him isn't like, he's not tripping really about it. Like he's already confirmed over there. Like he's he's chilling. So anyway, but back to that, what you asked was, I did try it out. I just wasn't a fan of it. It was funny when I did come back to Twitch, how excited a lot of the people were when I came back. They're like, oh, you didn't just didn't work out over there. Oh, you didn't like it, like kind of gives me some shit. Yeah. So it's like, it's kind of funny to like, you look back at it and like, there's times like if something were to come up and, Facebook were to reach out, like, absolutely, I'd go try it out. But until then, I think, Twitch is where it's at. I've got everything set up through Twitch, and I don't know. I like it better personally. I'm always on Twitch, so it's a lot easier for me to just kind of like, I don't know, I guess side with Twitch or like be biased towards Twitch. But
hey, I mean, I get it. I'm the guy that comes to the defense of Facebook gaming a lot of times, but whenever I do stream myself, Facebook gaming doesn't have an app on the Xbox, so I can't stream. So Twitch is kind of like my crutch when it comes to that. But also it's super convenient, so I get it. Twitch has made its money doing its thing the best.
Right.
And there's a reason.
Right. Well, and the whole Rocket League thing, back to kind of, backtrack a little bit. So that's kind of like where like the whole social media platform comes into play. You think about the group of kids or group of people that are playing Rocket League. Your average age is probably anywhere from the age of like, I would say 10 to 12 all the way up to like 25. Okay, they might have a Facebook. They don't have Twitter because they either don't know what it is or they can't get it. And so then it was like, that's where TikTok came into play. Every kid has TikTok right now. So if they're playing Rocket League and they're on TikTok, that's like a good way to build your views and kind of build your community, because then it's like, this guy is posting on TikTok, I'm seeing him on TikTok, and I also have Twitch.
Yeah.
Whereas like they might not have Facebook, they might not have Twitter. So like those are two good like useful resources, but it's like you kind of play to your community and you kind of play to what the community could bring based on like the age range, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
All right, we're gonna rip off a couple fast questions for you, just quick answers when they come to mind. What's the longest you ever streamed or played a video game straight?
I'll give you two answers for this. Longest I've ever streamed was 12 hours. That was on my birthday. And I started at 2 a.m. and I streamed until like 4 p.m. And the longest I've ever played a video game was 22 hours. And I was playing Call of Duty. I was up at college.
Like campaign mode or just like what?
No, it was what were we playing? I don't even remember what we were playing. I think it was like zombies or something at the time.
That could be If you could be one video game character IRL, who would it be and why? And you can put any game in there: Smash Bros, Apex, COD,
Ooh.
Fortnite, Minecraft, blah blah blah.
I'm gonna have to go with Toad.
Oh,
I'm not fast, bro.
oh,
I'm not fast. So like imagine being fast, you know what I mean? I'm a big dude. Like I got wheels for a big dude, but like imagine being like kind of small every once in a while. You know what I mean? And just like kind of cruising around. I think Toad would be kind of sick. Or like a Bowser. I feel like my body fits more like a Bowser.
We need to edit it now, so we put Bruce's face on about.
Yeah, there we go.
Who's the best streamer in your opinion for Rocket League and Call of Duty?
Best streamer.
You can say, hey, best because of content, best because of gameplay, best because funny, but whatever you want.
You know, like if you go like best streamer wise for Rocket League, I think Spuda and Forky are really good streamers. They put out good content. I think Forky's hilarious. The dude runs his mouth a ton, but he can also back it up. I mean, the guy's disgusting. Spuda's the same way. Spuda's just funny because he's like, you think of him more as like kind of like a ditzy kind of guy because of like how he comes off sometimes. And then he'll like talk to himself and he's like, Spuda, shut up. You know what I mean? Like you're ranting again. Like, and then he'll like tell us, like, tell me to stop. You know, you guys need to tell me to stop. Call of Duty wise, I like watching it just varies. I'm super into watching 100 Thieves Rated right now. He's very smart and strategic. He doesn't play the game to get kills. He plays the game to guide Aiden to get kills. So like it's just fun to watch him. But then you also have fun watching guys like Nick, Tim, Cloaksy, because you get like the three of them together. And you get Nick, who does like the stir in the pot thing because he's always trying to get Cloaksy and Tim to fight with each other. And then you get Tim, who's just like, he's decent at the game and sometimes he'll pop off, but then you'll see him, like I watched him the other day. He's like, man, we really did a good job. And he had 2 kills and I think everybody else had like 15 plus and they won the game. And he's got like 1,000 damage. So it's like funny, like stuff like that's really funny. And you get guys like Cloaksy, like he puts out good content. And he's just naturally good at video games. Like he, you know, some people like they naturally just bring it and some people don't.
Facts. All right. If you could play one game for an entire year and you can't play COD, Rocket League, or Apex, or 3 games you play, what are you playing?
I can't play probably GTA, just like an RP server. I think that would be super fun. Like I've been watching it quite a bit lately, and I just think it's super funny. I don't know if I could pull it off like some of them do, but I feel like I could like get involved with it. Like I just think it's funny. Like as soon as you kind of figure out like what the vibes are within like that RP server, I think I could probably get down with that for like a year.
Yeah, I think that's one you can play with your friends or by yourself and make a good streaming time out of it. Whatever.
Yeah, and the other one too. I mean, Fortnite's been out for years. And they always have new updates, and they do a really good job with like keeping up with the community and like doing updates and stuff like that. Fortnite would be a good one too, I think.
Yeah. All right. So for the people listening, when is the next Bruce tournament, and where can they find you on all socials?
The next Bruce tournament next week.
This is coming out Monday, so pretend this is Monday today.
Okay. This week.
All right. And where can they find you streaming? Where can they find all your socials?
Streaming is twitch.tv/Bruce_Bruce. You can find me on Instagram with the same Bruce_Bruce Gaming, and on Twitter, Bruce_Bruce. And then on TikTok is Bruce_Bruce.
Do we like TikTok?
Do I like TikTok?
Yeah.
I mean, TikTok's cool. It's funny because it's like one of those apps where you can get wrapped up in it for like 2 hours, or you can be on it for like 5 minutes because you're sick of like being on it.
Yeah.
I don't know if there's like a happy medium of like a 5 minute or like an hour long like session with that app, but I don't know. I like it. There's a bunch of different things. I usually get wrapped up in like, and I don't know why, but like the movie scenes where it's like part 1 and then it's like, then you like get sucked in. And so then I start swiping through, and they've done 500 of them. So I got to go back to find the one that was just watched and then like start at the beginning and then find my way back into where I was at.
I've been there.
And then that's where the 2 hours comes in, because you just went from watching one like minute and a half clip to like 30 of them.
Yeah. Well, Colin, or AKA Bruce_Bruce, thanks so much for joining the Drop In Gaming Show. Everyone go follow him on Twitter, Twitch, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, whatever else he has. Join the Rocket League tournament this week. Come see if you can take down Bruce and his team. Colin, pleasure having you on, and we'll catch you on the stream.
Sounds good, guys. Thank you.